Hey everyone! So today I thought we could talk about First Four Figures and their newest Sonic statue. But first, I think I should remind you of this little fact. The very first Sonic statue that First Four Figures ever made was this classic Sonic statue. It only cost £60, or $75. The newest Sonic statue from First Four Figures costs $500, which is around £400 at the time of this video. So yesterday, First Four Figures fully revealed their new Sonic statue, which, as I predicted in my last video on the subject, is a diorama, which shows Tails carrying Sonic above a Badnik. The statue is themed on Angel Island from Sonic 3 and comes in two variants. One is of Act 1 and the other is of Act 2, in which the zone is fully on fire. And let's get the obvious out of the way. The statue looks great. I've yet to see a single person who actually dislikes the design. The response to how it looks has been universally positive, and whilst I don't really want to turn this video into too much of a "oh my god, this statue looks awesome, it looks incredible," it does fall into the trap that a lot of these big display pieces tend to fall into, and that's whether the effort and the detail has gone into the actual characters themselves, or the base and the scenery that they're set in. The Sonic and Tails are, if I'm being brutally honest, they're not that special. Their designs look kinda plain. Yeah, they look nice, but, you know, it's really difficult to articulate this properly. It just doesn't wow. They don't wow me as much as, say, the base does. Whereas the base clearly has tons of detail put into it. The Sonic and the Tails figures just don't really share that same level of detail, if that makes sense. But anyway, like I said, I don't really want to talk too much about that. Let's move on. So, if you like the statue and you want to buy one, how do you get one? Well, there's actually three versions. There's the Tropical Jungle version, which is basically Act 1 of Angel Island. There's the First Four Figures exclusive version, which is basically Act 2, but it has lighting effects to sort of make the flames look all sparkly and nice. And there's the Standard Fire Edition, which is basically Act 2, but it doesn't have the lighting effects. All of these are priced at $500. There's also a combo pack which includes the tropical statue and the exclusive version for $925, and absolutely none of those include postage to your respective region, so you have to add postage on top of that. Ooh, that's a lot of money. And this has prompted a lot of fans to question if these statues are now just too expensive, and many have actually opted to skip this particular model. First Four Figures themselves have a very odd history with the Sonic fanbase. Previously, their statues were normally priced between £200 and £300, and they kinda like you to forget that they used to only charge £60 for the very first Sonic. In May 2017, due to extremely poor sales of the Silver the Hedgehog statue, First Four Figures actually publicly threatened to cancel their entire remaining Sonic line. And this came after a few years of noticeable increases in both the size of various statues and the price of them as well. Fans first started to notice the increase back in 2015 when the Tornado diorama statue was up for sale at $330, which is just over £260. But when the 25th anniversary Sonic statue came up for sale, that was at $385 or £306. So whilst you can see that these prices were a slight increase every time, the new price of $500 or £400 plus shipping is quite the price hike. And this has prompted many fans to say that whilst the statue does indeed look incredible, the price has completely ruled them out of being able to afford one. Even I'm not ordering one. $500 is completely unreasonable. Now, defenders of this decision have immediately pointed out that due to the fact that the statue is made of resin and not PVC, they're claiming that you can't just make high-quality statues any cheaper unless you sacrifice the material. Well, I would disagree with this. We've seen from First Four Figures' own products that you can make beautiful statues with cheaper materials at a reasonable price point. Are we now claiming that these statues that we once claimed were absolutely stunning and beautiful to look at are now somehow they're not that anymore because they used older, slightly cheaper material? I mean, that's complete nonsense. I mean, just look at the Sonic line itself. There's been some stunning examples of statues using PVC and other cheaper materials over the years. But other statues from other properties have also proved that you can make some very nice, very attractive design. Even G&F Toys, who ironically First Four Figures have a selling partnership with, have made some stunning creations And they actually have one statue up for pre-order now, which costs much less than this. And the price difference is quite incredible as well if you actually go to the retail sites in South Korea, which is where GNF Toys is based, and look at how much they sell these statues for there. And sometimes it's nearly 1/3 to half the price of what First 4 Figures actually charge for them. And if we really want to compare products, let's take a look at Diamond Select's recent statues. They're only $50 each, and GameStop were recently selling them for only $10. And they also have some really low cost dioramas coming later this year. So whilst it's true that these are not as detailed as the higher end statues from First 4 Figures, if Diamond Select were going to make them to a much higher quality, odds are they would still look beautiful and just as good without costing nearly $500,000. And another issue with these higher end resin statues, at least in the Sonic line, is that they don't appear to be selling so well. There was a time when First 4 Figures started to really pump out their Sonic statues. They were selling out of these. If you wanted one and you missed the window when they were available, you'd have to be put on the waiting list. But if you look at recent statues now, such as the incredible looking 25th anniversary statue, which I might add is a lot cheaper than the new one, it's still available on First 4 Figures' website, 2 years after it first went up for order. So I decided to look around to see if you could actually find this anywhere else. Because don't forget, whilst the exclusive statues are exclusive to First 4 Figures' own website, the standard statues are normally available at other retailers, and I was able to find it available at some other places, and some retailers have now slashed the price of these by nearly 50%. So it begs the question, what's the point in making these giant, highly detailed resin statues if the result is a cost that's so expensive barely anyone can afford them, and they're just going to remain in a warehouse for sale years after the fact? And a separate issue with this is that these statues are getting larger and larger, meaning even if you can afford one, you might have a problem with finding space for it, which brings up another point. Surely it would be cheaper and better for the customer if the sizes of these statues were reduced, but you kept the higher quality end materials. Several years ago, First 4 Figures actually made some 12-inch tall Sonic figurines, and they were pretty popular, and I actually own a full set myself, and they do look really nice. Well, here's an idea. If people are being priced out, and in some cases priced out in terms of actual space to put these giant statues, why not make smaller statues or smaller figurines, but using the higher end materials? Surely that's going to bring down the price significantly, but also offer people a much higher quality product, just slightly smaller in size. Surely that's a possibility. Surely that's something which would be much more sustainable in the future. Well anyway, I think I've given you quite a lot to think about and to digest on this one. Like I said, I just kind of mainly made this video to sort of discuss this statue and whether you think it might be too expensive. And if you do want one, but you don't want to break the bank, you can try and win one. There is a competition currently running. The link to the competition is in the video description. And for full disclosure, yes, that is my referral link. So if you want to help me win, please use that referral link. And if you don't want to help me win, well, just don't use it then, I guess. Thank you. But use it! Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about, so what do you guys think of this? Do you think the price of the statue is too high, or is it justifiable? And here's an interesting question. If you think the price is justifiable and it's perfectly fine, are you buying one? And are you buying one with your own money that you actually earned? Ooh, controversial question. Or do you think the cost does need to come down, even if it means a slight reduction in quality? And what do you think of the idea of them making much smaller statues, or even desktop figurines, but still using the higher end statue quality materials? Do you think that's something which would be a good compromise for everybody? Anyway guys, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, so I just wanted to take a second to thank Team Awesome, which is my various Patreon and other donators who help support me and keep this channel going. So a huge special thank you to Aidan Kane, Afro Ninja 360, Anthony Keane, GKid64, Jakinator 468, Joe Cox, Kenny Newbury, Mark Davies, Mathan Stevenson, Mr. Retro Geek, Niemond, Phantasm, Stalin Usher 2, The Charles Show, The Wax, and Zusk. If you'd like to join Team Awesome, or the hard-boiled heavies as I'm thinking of calling them, please use the links in the video description. And if you want to join the Badnik army and stay notified of when I upload new videos and when I put new content out, don't forget to click the subscribe and bell notification button, or follow me on Twitter. But most of all, guys, just thank you for taking the time out to watch the videos I upload and enjoy the content that I produce. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you.